Hey there, YouTube friends. I'm back again. So a little bit happier today. I finally got my Word on extension. So for now, my current contract will take me until October the 1st. So that's fairly good news. Unless they decide to change my contract or break my contract. Who knows? Travel nursing is just so uncertain right now. But so, I mean, I'm happy for right now. That's just part of the game. You gotta play. It's part of the uncertainty. So, I'll just roll with it when we go. So, last time we talked, I had mentioned that I had a finished object and I didn't have it quite handy to show you. So now it's handy and I can show you a finished shadow sweater. One of the 4 projects that made it here from Missouri. So now I am down to 1 project. Still trying to work on that one. It's just so monotonous and I get tired of working on it. Sorry, Steve, if you're watching it. It is a boring project. I'm not gonna lie. It's beautiful. I love it. But I gotta make myself work on it, and that's the peppermint twist. It's just, yeah, gotta make myself work on that. But anyway, without further ado, there is Shadow Sweater. It fits him. He wears it. He likes it. So it'll keep him warm. I didn't think he was going to need it by the time I finished it. And the weekend that I finished it was like last weekend, I think I finished it. It was down to like 49 degrees, 48 degrees here in Bangor. So he wore it for a while. That's just Bangor. But I talked to some Mainers that have lived here all of their lives, and they're like, well, 40s in June isn't exactly normal, but whatever, So, today it is almost 90, but where I am situated next to the Penobscot River, the breeze off the water makes it a little bit cooler, so it doesn't feel like 90, it actually feels like 70. That's what I love about here. Even when it's hot, it's not hot. So, get to enjoy that. Then recently, we went, I think last week we went to Boston to see Michaela. That was a great trip. Got some tea and things. I think I talked about that in my last video. I have yet to try all the new tea that I bought. I have tried 2 out of the 4 that I bought. Yeah, that nursing full-time job thing kind of interrupts my tea drinking, because when I drink tea, I like to sit and enjoy it and not have to feel rushed. And so, I mean, I guess I could drink a cup when I get home, but I'm kind of tired when I get home. So I just kind of save it for my days off. Yesterday, I pretty well slept on my first day off. So today, I've been kind of awake and asleep. So, like, my second day, I will, I don't know, like, sleep like I normally would sleep, and I'll get up about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'll be awake for like maybe 4 or 5 hours, and I'll go back to sleep for 2 or 3, and so yeah, it's just kind of weird. Sorry, nose itchy, I just was outside. And then tomorrow, on my 3rd day, I will pretty well have to stay up all night tomorrow night to get myself back on schedule to work, night shift again. So it's crazy being a night shifter, but I love it. I love working at night. I get to spend more time with my patients, a lot less distractions. I get to spend time and, not have to worry about doctors and therapy and all of that business. I feel like I get to do good nursing care for the most part. Just the general stuff, making sure all the needs are met and just going beyond. I mean, on day shift, I feel like I meet the medical needs, if that makes sense. But on night shift, I feel like I can meet the medical needs, like the passing the meds, changing the dressings, tending to the medical stuff. But I can also meet the psychosocial needs, like, social interaction. And I've got time to sit and talk to them for a minute, and I don't feel like I have to rush from room to room. So, I mean, that's one of the benefits of working nights. Also, on a side note that is totally unrelated to that, I have cataracts in both eyes. So, nighttime is just easier on my eyes. Yeah, it's kind of, I'm only 44 and I've got cataracts in both eyes. So, yeah, night shift's just easier on my eyes. And two, I get overstimulated by all the noise of daytime. You're forbidden to say the Q word on night shift, but I like the quiet. I mean, it's not so much that it's calmer or anything else. It's just there is an absence of hospital noise that drives me insane. I mean, there's still the alarms and the bells and the whistles and, all of that stuff, but there's just less noise. So, those are some of the reasons I work night shift. So yeah. What am I working on right now? Oh, what am I not working on? So, I have acquired new yarn since I've come to Maine. I swore to myself I was going to finish projects and not start new ones till I finished old ones. That's a joke. I don't think any crafter anywhere has been able to accomplish that. Although I have curbed myself very well. I have not gotten anything new in probably about 3 weeks now. So, the last thing I got was from Amazon, and my mother-in-law had sent some money to us on an Amazon gift card to kind of cover Mother's Day, Father's Day, a little gift for Michaela, that kind of thing. And so she had sent me some yarn and some coffee, and Derek didn't use up all of what he wanted to spend, so he let me have some, and so I bought some sock yarn. Thank you to my wonderful mother-in-law and father-in-law, Nani and Papa. Very appreciative. I would have done Happy Mail on that, but that was during that stressful period when I was worried about a contract and I wasn't thinking about Happy Mail. But one of the projects I'm working on, okay, so I kind of fib. I did get some yarn, but it was because I needed it to finish a project. So here's that project. I'm working on a baby blanket, and that lovely, I got all of this yarn, well, not all of it, I got most of it back on Mother's Day when my husband took me shopping, and so I didn't buy enough of the variegated and I ran out. And so I have been dinking around with this thing since Mother's Day trying to figure out how to finish it because they just didn't have any more of it. It was on sale, the variegated. Well, that particular brand was on sale. And they didn't have any more for the longest time. So I have frogged that thing about 4 times trying to figure out how to finish it. And finally, the website had some, so I ordered it, and I ended up with 3 skeins. I only needed 1, but, just to finish it, to satisfy my OCD about it being even and neat and perfect. I mean, it's not perfect, but the imperfections are not visible to anybody's eye but my own. But I needed just 1 more skein of the variegated, so we got that. That's the newest acquisition. That came while we were gone to Boston. But other than that, I haven't really bought any yarn to start anything new. Except for the sock yarn, and that was a kind of a gift. So, Also still working on my boho project for the Yarnivores monthly theme. I've gotten a few pictures, which I have passed on to Trish. I think I've gotten 3. So if you're watching this and you haven't sent me your pictures, please send me your pictures. I'm not contributing very well. I don't have that many subscribers, though. I only have like 30. So pass this along to your friends. Make sure they know about the Yarnivore monthly challenge. It's just all in good fun, and it's a good way for me to get subscribers. You know. So, what else am I working on? Well, I've got a pair of socks started. That's another project I have started and ripped out and started and ripped out and started and ripped out because I just can't seem to find a pattern I like that fits my foot well. So now I think I've got it. I've got about 20 rows in. Worked a little bit on it on the road trip to Boston. Not going to show anybody anything because I feel like that's a curse. Once I show someone something, it just doesn't go anywhere after that. Another project I'm working on, I got a Nook kit off Amazon, which is knitting with a crochet hook. I kind of showed it a little bit in my last video. That's another thing. It's kind of, my hat's coming along nicely. I want to make sure I understand it fully before I try to even attempt to show someone else how to do it. And bear in mind, I'm left-handed, so my video might not make sense to the right-handers of the world. But I am working on a hat in the round. Of course, there are no directions for working in the round, but I figured it out. So that's just me. Here's my hat. You can see that I've got the little crochet hook there. And I mean, it's got this lovely little rib going on. And then I just started into the main pattern. About this much of it is rib, and then I'm on my second row of regular pattern. So I like doing it. It gives me the satisfaction of using, or it looking like knit, which I prefer the knit look over the crochet look. Just looks neater to me. But I get the satisfaction of doing it with a crochet hook. Not as many drop stitches. I did find one drop stitch, and I'm like, how the hell did that happen? Oops, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, that I got that fixed, and I don't know how I dropped it because there is a little let's see if I can get that back out here again. Just 1 second. So you see that little thing right there? That is what holds the stitches, and then you work in each one. Oop, there it is. So, you know, and you leave the little string in it until you've worked past the end. But that'll come in a future video. I'm trying to find all of these ideas, these ways for my knitting friends or my non-knitting friends to knit. I'm doing all of this research for you because people say, I just can't knit. I can't learn how to knit. I don't have the coordination, the dexterity, whatever. And so I'm trying to find ways to help you guys knit. I do have a loom that I've been playing with, but I'm not real happy with it. Just not happy with it. I should have just gotten a regular loom. I got a flexi loom instead. I mean, it's okay, but it takes forever because I got the little narrow ones. The reason I got the narrow ones is because I'm trying to work on hats for the homeless, which is another thing that I am sorely behind on because I haven't completed any hats, and I wanted to do 2 a month until October. I haven't even finished one hat, and it's almost the end of June. I think I started this thing in June, beginning of June. I haven't gotten any hats done. So, I haven't gotten anything done. No mittens, no scarves, no anything. I just haven't, Shadow's sweater is the only thing I have finished because I just feel like I am piddling around and not getting anything done. I don't know. Of course, if I added together all the projects I've started and taken apart, probably would have about 4 dozen projects done by now. But I'm the sort of person that, it's got to meet a certain standard, or if I'm not liking it, if it's taking me too long, if for whatever reason, if it doesn't bring me joy, I don't really want to do it. And so, I work on the projects that bring me joy, the things that I want to work on, and that's where I'm at in life. If it brings me joy, I'll work on it. If it doesn't, it's gonna hit the bin. So, and that is something. It does bring me joy to work on things. To try to teach you guys, like the Nook and the loom. I still may get a regular loom and try to do a loom video because I don't mind looming. I don't mind doing the knit on the loom. I just am not happy with the loom because it is indeed flexy and it's flexible and it's so small, it takes so stinking long, and I am just so impatient. So, it's like, okay, I'm trying to do this so I can teach people, but if I get frustrated with it, I'm sure they're going to get frustrated with it. So yeah. On another note, if anybody wants to send me, one of those nifty little crank knitting mills that does hats for my birthday coming up, I'd be glad to have it. I'd accept it with whole heart. It might help me catch up with my knitting quota that I have set for myself. I don't know. It's just whatever. Either I'll get it done or I won't. But another thing I was going to say with those hats that I'm working on, there are certain specifications that have to be met. And, I was just going to throw together a bunch of hats. When I started this, I was just going to throw together a bunch of hats that were double crocheted or half double crocheted and, a good basic hat. Well, no. They have to meet certain standards. So you can't have holes big enough that you can stick your pinky through. So, it's like knit is perfect because you can't really stick your finger through knit. Single crochets are okay, but single crochets take forever. I've got the big chunky yarn, which you remember I bought a lot of chunky yarn on sale. Yeah, it just, it has to be warm, it has to be usable, and it can't have holes in it. So, and there are so many other things that bring me joy right now. Yes, it would bring me joy to make a hat to someone, for someone who needs it. But I just want it to be quick. I don't want to spend like days and days and days and days on it. I'd like I did do a 5-hour hat, so I do have one hat done. Yeah, I have one hat. I forgot about that. I've got one hat done. But that wasn't in the month of June. So, anyway, I've rambled on for about 20 minutes now. I think I'm going to end this video for today. And I will see you guys at a later point when I have something else to ramble on about. It's kind of hard to keep a regular schedule. I keep telling myself I need to film something every day and just put it together at the end of the week. But I just never do. I never pick up the camera. And it's just kind of like when I take an adventure somewhere, I just need to pick up the camera and film, but I don't. My apologies, because I have seen some pretty awesome things and been to some pretty awesome places, and that's my bad. I should be sharing it with you guys. So, goodbye for now. If you like my podcast, please, or my video, my blog, whatever the heck this thing is, please subscribe, like my videos, comment down below. I will leave my email in there so you can send me comments or questions. You can even comment or question in the comments below. So I love you all. Please take care of yourselves. You are important to me. Even if I don't know you, you are important to me. So I will end this now. I will see you later.